Hi everybody, I've just filmed a 45-minute practice for you, and this practice I did the other evening. It set me up for a lovely sleep. So we're focusing on nurturing, releasing the hips and the lower back, and then creating a bit of movement throughout the full length of the spine. We'll settle anything that we stir up in the spine with some slow pranayama rhythms with Nadi Shodhana at the end and a lovely Shavasana. So I hope you enjoy the practice. Please comment if you do, or if there's anything that you would like me to include in these videos, and I would love to include those for you. I hope you're all keeping well and staying connected. Okay, so just starting off, come to a comfortable seated position. If you prefer to lie down as we first connect to the breath, then that's absolutely fine as well. I'm just sitting on a little bit of a raised, folded towel to make myself more comfortable. Just want to make sure that your spine is fairly straight here, and that the crown of the head rests above the tailbone. And we just allow the natural curves of the spine between those 2 points. And once you're comfortable in your seat, we can choose to soften the gaze or close the eyes. Let your belly be soft and the shoulders relaxed. Hands can be placed wherever's most comfortable for you. And gently welcoming a balanced breath here. So we allow the inhale and the exhale to be about the same length. As we're softening the belly, we're creating the space for the breath to move through the body. In response, the body gently expands with our inhale. And there's a gentle centering and grounding through the exhale. Just another breath or two here. Soft belly. Stay present to the full exhalation. And then gently transitioning to an Ujjayi breath. So here we have a soft constriction through the throat, just so that as the breath passes through the throat, we can become aware, a little more sensitive to a vibration of the breath through the throat. The awareness is within that throat space for the inhale and the exhale. Belly soft for the inhale. Possibly a gentle drawing of the lower navel with the exhale. A small lift of pelvic floor and the lower navel gently weaving its way towards the spine. So you may like to continue this Ujjayi breath throughout the practice today with that inhalation through a gentle vibration and awareness around the throat space. And the exhalation passing through this throat space with a gentle, audible vibration as we release the breath. If you're lying down, drawing the knees gently up towards the chest, rolling to the side. And then we're going to transition here to bringing our knees together, grounding the feet as we sit. And then you can always stay seated on the folded towel or a little blanket if you feel like you need a little lift and support for the lower back and the hips. So we'll just start off here holding on to the top of the shins, returning to the Ujjayi breath. Melt the shoulder blades. And keeping hold of the top of the shins with the left forearm, moving the right arm, we'll inhale to open up to that right side. We can let the eyes follow the fingertips. Exhaling to gently sweep the right hand through the space to meet your left shoulder, turning the head to the left shoulder. Inhaling, opening up. And exhale, gently sweeping through. Inhale, softly moving your arm through space. As you exhale, lower the hand down behind you. You can stay here in this nice supported seated twist, or taking your left leg out straight. And then there, if you like, inhaling the left arm up. We can exhale to hold on to the top of the thigh and knee softly, or take the upper arm just outside of the top of the thigh if your upper back gives you that movement. Inhaling, exhale. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath in. And exhale. Turn your head to look over the left shoulder, inhaling. And just a little opening to the left side as we exhale. We'll come to face forward. Right foot comes to the inside of the left leg. The knee can come wide. If you need support, pop it underneath the knee. And then reach up through your right arm. Inhale. We just float halfway for you. Exhale. Then inhale to float up. And exhale. Inhale one last time to lift, create space. Then exhale, we softly move into that space. We can take the right hand down to the ground, to the calf, or possibly sliding towards the foot. Left hand can stay supporting behind you, or bringing that hand forward. Maintaining the awareness of the Ujjayi breath. Exhale fully. And inhaling, we'll reach the arms up. Exhale to twist to the right side. Left hand comes down to the knee. We can stay in the gentle twist, or if that right wrist is comfortable to weight bear, lifting the hips up. Nice little opening for the whole spine here. And slowly coming back down. We're going to take our right foot to the outside of the left thigh. So the knees are stacked. Sole of the foot faces the space behind you. And then we can hold on to the right knee here. Return to the breath through the spine. Gentle constriction through the throat. Welcome to stay upright, or you might like to start to just gradually melt forward here. Choosing if you want to continue to hold that right knee, or possibly just rest the back of the hands down. So the entering of these asanas has just as much potency, just as much importance as being in the asana itself. So we enter delicately with awareness, tenderness. One more breath. And then just as slowly as you entered, we can start to retrieve the spine back up to the neutral if you came forward. Don't need to move on the single breath or the half breath. And just slowly taking the hands behind you to bring the knees back together, and we'll reach the arms forward, lifting the heart space. We can draw the inner thighs towards each other, possibly floating the feet up, lifting the kidneys up, and then lowering the feet back down and holding on to the top of the shins again. Just before we move into the opening through the left side, returning to the breath, grounding you, centering, and then holding onto the top of the shins with that right forearm. The left arm will sweep open, inhaling to open up. We can follow the eyes to the hand, and exhale to come back through, sweeping through my little indoor garden there and looking over the right shoulder. Then inhaling to open up, and exhaling to sweep back through. Inhale slowly, one last time to open up. And rest the hand down behind, exhale. Remember your options here for the twist. We can stay like this, or take the right leg out straight. Inhaling up through the right arm, and then exhaling to just support your twist with a placement of the arm here. Being careful not to pull the thigh across. That can be quite destabilizing for the lower back and the sacroiliac joint. If the hips would like to move with the direction of the twist of the spine, allow that to take place. We're not anchoring the hips here, being careful not to separate the spine from the movement of the pelvis. One more breath. Inhaling, turning the head over the right shoulder, and exhale to open to your right side. Place your left foot to the inside of that straight leg. And then inhaling up through our left arm, float halfway for you, exhale. And Inhale, leading with the heart space, arm follows. And exhale. Inhale, let the breath bring you back up. And this time exhaling fully to release through to wherever that may be for you. So the hand can come down to the ground, shin, or moving towards the foot. You can keep your right hand behind for support or bring the hand forward in front. 3 more breaths. Last inhale to the belly. Exhale slow. And inhale to reach up tall. Take the twist to the left side, exhaling, resting the hands down. Remember here that you can stay in this nice twist or pressing into the back hand, lifting the hips. Whole spine comes into this opening. And exhale to come back down. Left leg comes over the top, sole of the foot facing behind you, and the knees are fairly close together. And we're holding on to the left knee. Breath through the spine. Staying here, or if you like, just a little bit of melting, softening. This will move a little deeper through the hips, nourishing a little further into the back of that right leg and hamstring. You can place the back of the palms to the earth if that's available for you. Three more breaths. Observing where there is space with the inhalation. And noticing where we can soften with the exhalation. And then taking your time, very slow, delicate, to come back up slowly with the spine. There's no rush. We can just rest in that experience for a moment. And then coming back through to bring the knees together again and extend the arms out. Keep your feet grounded, or drawing the inner thighs towards each other, feeling a lift of the pelvic floor. Press the ankles towards each other to start to float the feet. Kidneys lift. Breath flows. And slowly lowering your feet down. We can cross the ankles or swing them to the side if you prefer that transition. Coming through to the hands and the knees. Give yourself a little space of your fingertips to the top of your mat there. With a neutral spine, nice inhale here. And let the exhale guide you towards child's pose. Breath here in child's pose. And inhaling to come back up to all fours. Option to tuck your toes and lift the knees. And lower down slowly to the earth. Exhale. Little cobra here. Inhaling, we ground the tops of the feet to the earth. Heart lifts. Exhale, lower down. Extend your arms back. Inhaling, ground the feet, lift the heart and arms. Exhale, hands by the rib cage. Then inhaling again, you can take that little cobra or lift the thighs, lift the knees for upward dog. And then pouring back through, lifting the tummy high, downward facing dog. If you're drawn to transition through the knees, please transition through the knees. Have a little bit of a release here through the feet. And then once we're balanced, releasing both sides evenly, lift the heels, inhaling, and lengthen, pull the thighs up, exhale. We're walking our hands slowly back towards the feet, holding on to the elbows. And you might like to just have a little release here, a soft sway. Coming slowly back through to the center. Once you feel even, swaying gently through both sides of the lower back. You can release the hands down. Head drops completely. And then softening your knees, drawing up through the base of the abdominals as we start to slowly roll up through the spine. The breath lifts the back of the heart slowly, the head to follow at the end. Once you come to standing, that beautiful roll out of the shoulders. And then resting the arms by the side of the body. Keeping the knees soft. Ujjayi breath. The arms sweep wide as we inhale. Bring the palms together and fold forward. Exhale. Inhale into a half lift. And exhale to fold. And keep looking to the back of your mat. Walking your hands forward here. Come all the way forward into the high plank position. So our hips will be the height of the shoulders. The wrists and the shoulders fairly aligned. Pull the inner thighs up towards the ceiling. Pressing into your heels and heart lengthens forward. Inhaling. If you like, come to your knees. We'll lower slowly down to the earth. Exhale. Heart lifts for the inhale. And exhale back through either child's pose or downward facing dog. Inhale to the belly. Exhale. 1. Inhale to the belly. Exhale. Inhale to the belly. Exhale. 3. In child's pose, coming back through to downward facing dog. And here we take our right leg high, inhaling. Lift the left heel up, space under the body with the heart lifting high. Step the foot through and come down to the back knee. Relax the back foot. So if you find it difficult to have the hands on the ground here, you could pop your hands onto some books, or if you have a blocks, onto the blocks. Softening through the collarbones. Letting the shoulder blades draw down. Breath into the belly. If you find this position feels quite impinging for the right hip, I'd suggest you bring your hands onto that thigh and just lift the chest up, giving that hip joint a little more space. And pressing through the front heel, we'll inhale to rise up. Take the palms wide, exhale. A breath to your little fingertips. And then exhaling to twist to the right side. You need to activate the glutes a little to keep the balance. A breath in here. And exhaling palms together and gently returning to the center. Inhale, arms sweep tall. And exhale, the hands come down. We can lift the back knee. Inhale. And then lengthening gently through the front leg. Softening the head down. Bending into the front knee. Stay there or come to your high lunge. Inhaling up. Hold for exhale. Inhale. Hands to the earth. Exhale. One more breath to the belly, lengthening the spine. And step back through downward facing dog. Left leg high. Inhale. Lift the heel, step the foot slowly through. Exhale. And come down to the back knee. Relax the back foot. Your dry breath. Creating space for the full breath here. The diaphragm has the ability to move as we're releasing any locks through the abdomen. Remembering your option of being a little higher there by holding onto the knee if you need more space into the left hip joint. And pressing into the front heel, we'll inhale to come up and open the palms facing up. Exhale down to shoulder height. Inhale to your little fingertips and then a twist towards the left side. Exhale. A breath in. Palms to heart space, return to your center. Exhaling. Inhale to lengthen up. Exhale, the hands come down. Lift the back knee, inhale. And pull the heel up. Front thigh lengthens back, exhale to fold. And create a little space through the underside of the torso as we soften here. And bending into the front knee, option to stay there. Or come to your high lunge, inhale up. And stay for exhale. A breath in. And exhale back down. Inhaling. Step back through downward facing dog. Exhale. And come to the knees if you like. Inhaling, heart forward. Exhale, chaturanga, here cobra or upward dog. Inhale. And then exhale through either child's pose or downward dog. Exhale. We have the 5 breaths. Inhale to the belly. Exhale. 1. Inhale to the belly. Exhale. 2. Inhale. Exhale. 3. Inhale. Exhale. 4.
Inhale. Exhale. 5. We're taking our right leg back, whether you're in downward dog or the hands and knees. And then taking your right knee through towards the right wrist, and the foot comes off to the left edge of the mat, moving into a pigeon pose. So here, you might like to grab a little bit of a folded towel or blanket for underneath that right hip. And then we can start to slowly melt forward. You can rest onto the forearms. You could also rest onto the forehead or take a block underneath the forehead. If you decide that that's too strong for you, a nice variation is to come down and lie onto your back. And then you'll take your right ankle to the top of the left thigh. The knee will go wide. And we could either stay there, if that's nice for you, or we could hold on to the top of the shin or the back of the left thigh. About 3 more breaths. If we're in that first pose, pigeon pose, we're rolling the inner thigh of that lengthened back leg up, rolling the outer thigh towards the earth. If you're on your back, just drawing your knees into your chest. If you're in the pigeon pose, hands under the shoulders, tuck the back toe and slowly come back through into your downward facing dog. And a centering breath wherever you are, shoulders are broad and relaxed. And then we can take our left leg back in downward dog or on the hands and knees. And exhaling, the left knee comes to the back of the left wrist, foot to the opposite side of the mat. If you're lying on your back, you'll place your right foot to the ground and the left ankle to the top of the right thigh. Knees wide on that left side. And then we can hold onto the top of the shin or behind the thigh, relaxing the shoulders. If you're in your pigeon pose, you could start to melt forward here, coming onto the forearms, or you could come onto the forehead. You could also stay upright if that feels quite nourishing for the areas of the hips that are tight for you. Mind is steady with the centering breath. Belly soft. A nurturing vibration of breath through the throat. Bringing the mind into focus. One more breath. If you're lying on your back, drawing the knees together at the chest. In pigeon pose, hands come under the shoulders and we can tuck the toe, lift up through into downward facing dog. And come down onto your knees and coming to meet our friends on the back if you're not there already. Take the arms out wide. And with an exhale, let your knees gently move to the right side into a twist of the spine. And our knees don't need to stay stacked here. We don't need to have that left knee directly above the right. We want to make sure that we're supporting the stability of the lower back by letting the hips move with the twist of the spine. Your head can face up or turn to the left. I'm going to keep facing towards the microphone so that my voice is easy for you to listen to. So we've been working with a fairly balanced breath up until now. And you might like to start to invite a longer exhalation here in these spinal twists. Letting the left side of the body soften with those exhales. The natural pause starts to become a little clearer here. That natural pause that follows the exhale. And there's a moment of floating on the end of the inhale, just a brief floating as we transition into the dissolving exhale. So if you've turned your head to either side, just bring the head back to the center to start. And then following your inhale, we'll exhale the knees to come back up. So that exhalation of bringing the knees up is supportive for the lower back. Just having a breath between sides. And then with your next exhalation, the knees can come gently to the left side. Knees roughly the height of the hips here. I probably should have said that the first side. So if you had your knees not in line with the hips, if they were quite low, then possibly just doing the same on this side so you feel balanced. But generally, unless we're focusing on a different part of the spine, knees are about the height of the crease of the hips. Doesn't need to be bang on. Dropping into the longer exhalation. Discovering the pause that is always there between breaths. If your head is to the side, bringing the head back to the center, and an exhalation will bring the knees back up to the middle. And we can just hold onto the shins with the hands, relaxing the shoulders, keeping our collarbones broad. Breath to the belly. And you're just going to roll to the side to make your way up to a comfortable seat. And you might like to sit here on a cushion or sitting on the rolled up towel. You could kneel if that's better for your body. You could also sit on a little chair or stool if that feels more suitable for you too. And once we're seated, either closing or softening the eyes. So we're going to release the Ujjayi breath here. So we'll let go of the nurturing breath through the throat, that vibration through the throat. Relaxing your throat. And now moving the awareness up here to the nostrils and the flow of the breath through the nostrils. The pranayama practice will be our alternate nostril breath. So for Nadi Shodhana, we can take the second and middle finger to the base of the thumb, and then you'll have your thumb and fourth finger to control the nostrils. If you find that one or both sides of the nostrils are very blocked, we don't want to work with the hand. There's still a lot of potency in just visualizing the flow through the alternate nostril. We definitely don't want to force the breath and agitate the nervous system or the respiratory system in any way. But if you're comfortable, we'll start with through both nostrils inhaling. Then close the right with your thumb and exhale through left. Inhale through left. Close the left and exhale through right. Inhale right. Close right, exhale left. Inhale left. Close left, exhale right. Inhale right. Close right, exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Just relaxing the right hand down. And we'll take another round here, 1 or 2 rounds, visualizing the movement of the breath through the alternate nostrils. Once you complete an exhale through the left nostril, letting go of that pranayama.
can rest in that experience, observing any subtle shifts from within. Nadi Shodhana is a slow breath rhythm. It's beautiful for calming the nervous system, bringing balance to Ida and Pingala, our left and right nadis, which are channels of prana through the body. Helping to lift any sleepiness or lethargy and calm any agitation or restlessness. We bring the sun and the moon channel into balance. So just taking your time to release to Shavasana. Make sure you're comfortable. You can lie down on your back, or if that's uncomfortable for you, it could be on the side or the belly. Want the body to be completely relaxed so that our nervous system can integrate the practice so that the body is able to be nourished fully from these practices that we have worked through. You could also place an eye pillow or a little cloth over the eyes, and this further helps to relax, helps to move further into the parasympathetic nervous system. When we can open our hearts and work with what we're given, loving what's before us, life stays possible. Then, through effort and grace, we do what we can with what we have. And when exhausted by all that's in the way, we're faced with a chance to accept and love what's left, which is everything. This is how we discover that heaven is on earth. As you gradually start to return to inviting some of the external world back in, we can start to lengthen the breath, awakening the breath a little.
Gently bringing a little bit of movement through the tips of the fingers and toes. And if you're lying on your back, just bringing your palms to rest on the lower part of your abdomen, the lower belly. And then bending your knees to place the feet onto the ground. And we can just connect to the breath beneath the fingertips here. You can stay with the feet grounded, or if you like, bring your knees up into the chest, holding on to the top of the shins, keeping the chest relaxed, the breath soft. Taking the right arm over the head, and we'll roll to rest on the right side. And then with the support of the hands, coming up to your most comfortable seat. You can bring the palms together in Anjali Mudra at the heart space. Dropping out of the mind into this heart space. And gently bowing forward. Namaste. Thank you for joining me.